Hello, welcome to Live with DJ Rossstar. That's me. Today it's Monday. It's February 16th, 2026. And today on the show, I'm going to talk to Eternal Boy. And you can help. If you have questions for the band, you can post them in the chat below. I will read as many questions as I can during the course of the interview. This is completely live and I want to hear from you. So if you do have questions, please don't hold back. The show is on every week, twice a week, right here from my patio in Austin, Texas. I'm having a great time here today. It's great weather. I'm excited to talk to Eternal Boy, and I'm excited to keep doing this every week. So if you listen to a band or you are in a band and you want to suggest them for the show, send me a DM. I check out every submission I get, and if I think it's a good fit, I will have you on the show. Does not matter if you formed yesterday or if you're the biggest band in the world. So now it's 2 o'clock Central Time. I'm going to get Eternal Boy here, and we're going to get it started. So hang on, everybody. All right, Eternal Boy is here. Once they request to go live, we will get things going. And I'm excited to hear from all of you at home as well. Here we go. And thank you for joining early, everybody who's already watching. I appreciate it. Hey,
What's up, man?
how's it going?
It is going here on a overcast day in Western Pennsylvania.
I have some trivia for you. So you know it's President's Day today, correct?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what year that became a thing?
Wow. I'm a college professor too. I feel like I should know this.
Oh, I see. I'm a Chat GPT enthusiast. That's how I found it out.
God. President's Day. My guess would have to be after a very vain president. Would it be Nixon?
No. So in 1879, they created this to celebrate George Washington's birthday.
Oh boy.
It
Wow.
was originally on February 22nd. Now, do you know what year they moved it? Because it used to be on the 22nd, but then they moved it to celebrate multiple presidents' birthdays, like Lincoln, who's also born in February.
I don't want to sound dumb by guessing, but I would say 19. I don't want to guess. You tell me.
Hey, you're close. 19. You got at least 19 correct.
1954.
71. Pretty close. Hey, I didn't know until like last year that Picasso died in the 70s. I thought he died in the 1500s. So we all learn something new every day.
That's very true.
Well, how are you? Are you off today since you're a teacher? I assume so.
Well, I'm a college professor, so I don't. I was done teaching. I teach 2 classes a semester at the university that I'm at, and yeah, I just came home. I turned on my phone. I put on my new San Francisco Giants hat, and I accepted the request, and here we are.
I have a Longhorns hat. I don't really know anything about football or college football, but I'm in Texas now, so I got to look the part.
Are you originally from Texas?
No, I'm from Long Island.
I thought so. You interviewed. So Eternal Boy used to be a band called the Space Pimps that you actually did an interview with us once. So why are you in Texas now?
Why not? So I was born on Long Island. I went to college in D.C., which is where I started the show at American University. Then I moved to Los Angeles to be the next Carson Daly. Stayed there from 2004 to 2021. I got kind of sick of the Los Angeles life. All my favorite places went out of business. All the Sunset Strip venues closed down to become condos. So I did the next trendy thing, and I moved to Nashville. And I was there for 4 years. And I didn't understand that it was really a Midwestern town. It's not the South like I thought it would be. And it was cold, and there were tornadoes, and there were a lot of cover bands on Broadway, but not a lot of original music, which is what I love. So my wife is from Texas, and now we're here in Austin, Texas.
I was gonna say, let me guess, you're in Austin now. You went to every cool place. Now
That's what, yeah. I'm making the rounds. So my wife is from outside of Houston. That's not really my vibe or her vibe. So we compromise on Austin. We've got endless live music, tons of nature, great food. Here I am, man.
What's so? Can I ask what years were you at American?
Oh, believe it or not, everybody at home, I know I look 21. I was there from 2001 to 2004.
So were you there when Blink-182 did Fanatic?
That was the year before I transferred to American, and that my friend Jordan was in there because he was a year older than me. He got to go to Fanatic.
Dude, I remember being in middle school when that was happening and thought, or like maybe it was or high school, and I was like, holy shit. Can you
By the way,
imagine if that happened?
to check it out, the first episode ever of Fanatic was with Green Day, and so I entered and I won. But I was only 16 at the time, and they took it away from me. They stripped me of the title and gave it to somebody else, and I wasn't able to be on the show.
You're not lying?
No, I have the letter still and everything that says congratulations, like from MTV, you've been chosen. I mean, I was I was young, so I don't remember every detail, but I know I won. And then they said, "Oh, well, you have to be 18 to do this." And I guess maybe I either didn't tell them my age, or I lied, or they didn't really think about it. But they said, "Yeah, we can't put you on TV." But it worked out because if you ever have watched that episode, or if you look it up on YouTube, the guy Carlos who interviewed Green Day, I don't want to say he bombed the interview, but the band looked like they did not want to be there at all, and it made it really uncomfortable, I think, for Carlos. I don't think he had a good time. So that would have been my first experience with them, and I ended up meeting them many times years later, and we had I always had a good experience every time.
Because you were on Adobe for a while?
Oh, yeah. I feel like they're interviewing me today. I love this. Yeah. So I did Adobe, and then I did Stick'em, which was my favorite, which was the first video thing with all the webcams. Then I went to Ustream. Then I went to XSN, which was a live thing in Hollywood. Then I stopped doing it because XSN closed down. Everybody in the world said, why don't you just do YouTube or a podcast? And I was stubborn, and I said, I don't want to record an interview. That's lame. I just want to be live. And so there was nowhere live to do this, so I just stopped doing it because I just couldn't. I became a stubborn old man and just couldn't get with the times. And so once Instagram Live came out, I jumped on that. Did it a couple of times during COVID. I had like Less Than Jake on, Get It Kids, Ataris. Stopped again. I missed it, and now here I am again. And I don't know if you've ever tried to stop music because, like you said, you teach and do other stuff, but sometimes it's hard to step away from what you love. I just couldn't live my life without doing this as well.
Oh, brother, I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been doing music for a long time and have tried to parlay it into other music things, which have been fun. But, you know, I am very stubborn too. And some would argue that, oh, you should have given it up years ago. But it's not about that. It's about doing, you know, what you love and having a good time while you do it, which sounds like you're doing that.
Yeah. The only thing you did was change the name of the band. It seems like otherwise you're still sticking to pop punk and you're still having fun rocking out on stage.
Yeah, dude. I mean, pop punk changed my life. I mean, it sounds so. It almost sounds like dumb when you say it out loud like that. But I talk about it all the time. It's like things happen in my life, you know, that were as a result of that. Like I wanted to tour, but you know, my family thankfully were like, "Yo, you got to go to school. You got to go to college." So I was like, "All right." So I went to college and toured. But then I finished college, and I was like, "Well, I still want to tour, and I still want to play shows. Like, what's the coolest way to achieve that, all while not kind of throwing your life away to some degree, even though you don't have to do that?" And I just stayed in school, and I got a PhD and became a professor. And now I get to be off 6 months a year and tour and still do it. And honestly, I love everything, every part of my life. I think I'm just so happy, and I have to pinch myself sometimes that it turned out the way that it did.
And I'm happy I'm happy that you're happy because some people can't say that later in life.
Definitely. I mean, it's been difficult. I mean, you know, even some of the parlays, like I run a music festival in Pittsburgh that's like very stressful at times.
That's a big festival. I have a lot of friends from all over that go every year. It's not a little thing.
Sick. That's all. Well, it'll always be my little thing, but it's you know, it's just been cool. Like, I don't know, this community is really special. You know what I mean? It's just like very, it's been very welcoming, and I've never felt like an outcast in the scene. I've never felt like I was weird or any of the above. And I just feel that pop punk has really kind of afforded me a disposition that I probably never would have gotten anywhere else.
I think I agree with you. And of course, obviously, some people grow up listening to hip hop and maybe that changed their life, or even pop music. But for me, just like you, 1994, I found Dookie. From Dookie, I found every Lookout Records band. From that, I found Less Than Jake and skate punk and punk ska. And here I am talking to you 20 plus years later.
Isn't that crazy? That's so fucking crazy. That is crazy. Because yeah, I remember. I'm even back. I mean, obviously Dookie was one of my first two, but like I'm actually like more of a Blink guy than a Green Day guy. Like,
that's
significantly.
Fair. Yeah, that's fine.
But it was really like my sister was into pop punk, or like not even pop punk. She was into like alternative and punk music, and I remember I stole her Dude Ranch record when I was in middle school, and that changed it for me. But really, it was like Drive-Thru Records, Vagrant Records. Those are the labels that really just changed it for me. We actually have. I'll probably get sued, but I get sued for everything these days. So why not add one more thing to it?
Yeah, why not?
We had a parody shirt this year at Four Chord. Do I have? Oh, I don't have it with me. But it was a drive-through logo, and it said Four Chord Music Festival on it. Which, if we ever meet in real life, I will give you one.
I can't wait. Definitely want one of those. Yes, by the way, we are live, so if you have questions, you want to post something, you can go right ahead. Hurley, I see, said Dookie started everything.
Oh,
probably true.
Dude, Hurley. There's a good story about it. Hurley is arguably one of the most famous tour photographers. If you go to his profile after this,
I will.
He's touring with Rise Against. He's toured with Matchbox 20. He's toured with the Doobie Brothers. He toured, like, it's his full-time gig. The first tour the Space Pimps ever did in 2005, 2004 was with his band Fail Me Not. And he is one of my oldest friends that we are still friends to this day. And his first photography gig, you ready for this, was Four Chord 1 in 2014 or 15. So
amazing. See, you gave him a start.
Yeah. He's a loser, and I hate him, and he smells like shit, but I still love him very much.
I do have to say, I'm 43 now. The older I get, the more I realize how great Matchbox 20 is.
Well, that makes one of us on this call.
Oh, you're not. Maybe you just need to sit there and do a deep dive. You don't realize how many hits he has, and then, of course, the solo work as well.
He's got hits. It's just when we were on tour with a band from Long Island, our best friends called Patent Pending, who I'm sure you know. We were
Jelly Roll songwriters.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success. Good,
yeah.
They're awesome. But when we were in the UK, anytime there was awkward silence during a set, they would do the drum intro to Smooth with Santana and Rob Thomas. So it's just kind of like a running joke. Yeah. So I have so many good memories. Long Island is like one of my favorite places. You had a band that are my best friends, and I work with a lot called Keep Flying that were from Long Island too.
Yeah, he was on a few weeks ago, and he was also a good talker, just like you and I.
Yeah, John's got a lot of good experience.
Made me happy because it's not a musician's job really to be outgoing. They don't have to be. Sometimes I do interviews and people are just really serious and give me quick 2-word answers, and that's it. But I like the vibe you're giving me right now.
What was your most awkward? You probably don't want to say it out loud, but do you have your most awkward interview you could share?
Awkward. I did so many of them. I mean, when people used to come over when I lived in Los Angeles, I did it out of a small apartment. And so maybe the interview wasn't awkward, but sometimes they didn't give people a heads up of where they were going. So I had Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters come to talk about Jackson United, one of his pop punk bands, and he didn't know where he was, but he loved it. Nobody ever got mad or left and said, I'm not doing this, but he had no clue where he was going. Juliet Lewis came over to talk about the Licks. I don't think she knew she was going to somebody's apartment.
They thought they were going to a studio?
Katy Perry came over and brought Mace and a publicist, so I think she knew where she was going.
Katy Perry brought Mace and her publicist? Brother, that sounds like the beginning of a really, really good...
She had a little can of Mace on her, and she made sure to show me.
I remember the Space Pimps, the year we did a lot of the Warped Tour, Katy Perry was on it. It was like the weirdest thing ever. Yeah,
2008. That was when she came over, right before I Kissed the Girl came out.
Oh, and, I thought that sentence was going somewhere else. Like,
no.
Right before I kissed Kate, then I realized it wasn't.
So I used to do my show, and I would have all my guy friends come over, and they wanted to see most of the bands because we were all fans of pop punk. And that week I had her over. I didn't know who she was. I was doing Capitol a favor because they asked me if I would do it, and none of my buddies wanted to come over. And then obviously a couple of months later she hit big, and everybody was crushing on her, saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you were able to interview her?" I said, "I did. You didn't want to come over," and I showed them the videos. And they said, "Oh, man, well, I didn't know who she was." And I said, "Well, that's why you should have came over to every show. Who cares?"
Yeah, who cares? Who
You
cares?
never know who's going to be the next big star.
She met Travis McCoy on that tour, and they were dating.
They were dating when she came over before that because she was texting with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I think that was it. I remember our bass player at the time was like, trying to run game and got totally denied per usual.
Oh, this is funny. Hurley wrote, similar to how Tom Green had those shows at his house. So check this out.
Oh, yeah.
I started this in 2002. I started having people over the apartment in 2004. I think Tom Green did it around 2007 or 8. Now, he obviously had no clue who I was, but he had Joe Rogan had him on a few months ago, and Joe Rogan kept praising him, saying he was the first person in history to have interviews in his house that was streaming live on the internet. And I was like, wait a minute, hold my Topo Chico. That was me, buddy. Obviously, they're never gonna find out the truth, but I know the truth.
Oh man, that was good. Adding the Topo Chico in there made that joke.
Oh yeah. Let's get some questions here. Rishi, what is your all-time favorite song you've ever written? Said Darren Keepsakes. What a hard question.
Darren, UK guy. I miss you, Darren. I can't wait to come back. And I think I saw a Millington Eternal Boy UK tour. I'd like that. Oh God. I really don't like any of my songs, so I don't think it really. I'm just joking. I think my favorite song I ever wrote is probably a song that came out on our self-titled record, though. It was called Eternal Boy. So it was really funny. When we decided to change the band name, we had a record that just came out. We were called the Space Pimps, and the record was called Eternal Boy. So we changed the name to Eternal Boy so there'd be a cookie trail. There is a song on that record I wrote about my now wife called Katie. That's the favorite song I ever wrote.
Do you know, speaking of old names, the original name of Story of the Year?
Big Blue Monkey.
Yes. Their new album just came out. I have not stopped listening to it for like 3 straight days, by the way.
Arson? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. They just get better and better every year, every album. It's amazing. Most bands do not do that.
So good. Dude, we should do pop punk trivia right now.
Well, I got 2 questions so far for you. Depends on how new. See, I'm like a little bit. I'm probably more old school than you. It's hard for me to get into the new stuff. You probably know everything because you have them all on your festivals. So you have all like the new artists playing, and then like the old school ones playing as a headliner.
Brother, you don't. If you we'll soon become friends, obviously after this. But I am 100% early 2000s punk rock, pop punk through and through. So
I need new stuff to listen to. It's really hard. Oh, Tom just joined from Houston Call. Speaking of cool old school music.
Oh, he plays 4-chord. I love Houston Call's awesome. One of my favorite. Bobby and Bonnie, Exit Emergency, Rushmore Records. First of all, some of the Rushmore bands in the beginning were way better than some of the older drive-through bands. But Houston Calls, absolutely one of my favorite pop punk bands, if you could call them that. They were like the predecessors really for power pop too at that time. It was just a phenomenal band.
And out of my thousands of interviews, one of the only bands to thank me on the liner notes of a record. So that's extra cool.
Was Houston Calls?
Uh-huh.
Well, they must not know you that well if they put that.
Got Pierce the Veil, All Time Low, a couple other ones. Census Fail, Real Big Fish. That was like a big deal back in the day before streaming when you had an actual old record. And sometimes I didn't know, and I would just open the CD hoping, oh my God, I'm in here. It's so crazy. I was just a fan of music like you. Just wanted to do interviews because there was no outlet for me to talk to bands that I like. So I'll make my own. Why not?
Yeah, I think I remember those back in the day too. We have a band from Pittsburgh that has been one of my favorite bands ever, called Punchline. They were on Fuel by Ramen for a while, and I remember that they put the Space Pimps in their liner notes for their record Action that cool. I was so stoked about whenever I was younger. So are we gonna do trivia or what, dude? Like,
yeah, we need where do you go? Alex Watts. He can ask us some questions, and when I see the question come up, we'll see who can answer it first.
Okay, I mean, if you need somebody to come up with the questions, then I don't even know. You don't even know what to ask.
You might know Alex Watts. He's another pop.
Alex is the man. The man. Yeah. We have spoken on the interwebs for many, many years, but on our last tour in the UK this past summer, he came to one of the shows, and it was so awesome to be there. And he was there. There was actually a guy that was looked exactly like Mark Hoppus there. He's the guitar tech for a band from the UK called Bottom Line. What's up, Bottom Line? Still mad that you guys never showed up to a tour that we were supposed to do with each other in China. We showed up. You guys never showed up, but I still love you guys. But that's where I met Alex Watts.
You're not talking about Bottom Line from Ohio, the other
brother. Don't even talk to me about Nothing Is Real as if it ever was, because if you want
20th anniversary just came out.
Dude, so I was on a podcast. We gotta do a little try kiss with there's a podcast from the UK that is the podcasters of 4-chord called Wasting Time Podcast, and Chris, the host of that, and I had a long conversation about early 2000s pop punk, and Bottom Line was on that one. But I'm talking about Bottom Line from the UK, which is a newer band.
Oh, we talk all the time, him and I, just not on video.
Who, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Great guy.
He's cool. I like what they're doing with their podcast. See, that's what I try to do with this thing now. So back in the day, I was like probably one of the only people doing this. So I tried to get all the big bands on, like, as big as possible in the scene. But now I feel like there's so many podcasts that are
Yeah.
getting those big names that I'm trying to do like the not the what do you say, like the ones on the rise or ones that are just not as big as the others. So
Yeah,
I'm trying
totally.
to give some spotlight now to people that deserve it, that are either new, like Keep Flying, that are working their way up, or people that have just been doing it for a while that aren't like enormous size. And that's why
Totally agree.
this version of the show is more now to focus on people that deserve the spotlight, that don't get
And
it everywhere else.
it's like digestible too, right? It's like not super formal, but like formal enough for people to give a shit. I think it's cool. I like what you're doing.
Can you name 2 Roger Lima side projects from Less Than Jake? I only know Rehasher.
Wow. Well, Alex, that's a very, very good question. If that was Alex or Darren who did that, I
Aaron did,
believe,
yeah.
I believe it's Rehasher, and is it Greenhorn?
I don't even know. I think whatever other project he had maybe only had like one song though, or one EP, right?
I believe it's Greenhorn. DJ, not Rishi. Well, first of all, confirm if it's Greenhorn is the second one. I think it is, but I can't remember.
Rishi, what was written on the spine of the Enema of the State CD? I have no idea.
No. He said DJ, not Rishi.
Oh, I know. I don't know. No clue. Do you know?
Yeah, it's I don't remember. I don't remember.
Quick story while we wait for it is Greenhorn, by the way.
Oh, sick.
Quick story while we wait for the answer. In 2003 or 4, whenever it was, I went to see Boxcar Racer in D.C. I was given privilege to do an interview. So, of course, I was flipping out all day long. I'm like 21. I'm going to interview Tom and Travis. I get there. It's the other 2 guys. That's my story. But the show was still awesome.
That's funny. I remember who was on that. Was that the Used that opened?
Yeah, maybe Snapcase or H2O, one of those.
I think it was H2O, yeah. I'm trying to think now about the Enema thing.
Well, yeah, see, we're getting more questions. First Blink single that had Travis pictured on the CD single? Is that
what's my age again?
I think I agree with you. Can you confirm 6918? Who did Mark Hoppus manage while their member dated Mark's sister? It was Phoenix TX?
I'm pretty sure it was, although...
I feel like he only managed Phoenix TX. He didn't manage Simple Plan, right? He just like kind of helped them out.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that eventually I thought Mark managed Phoenix TX.
That's what he's saying. Who did Mark manage?
I thought he said his sister. I thought you said Mark's sister.
No, they dated Mark's sister. I think
Yeah.
that's Phoenix TX.
That's the only band he's ever managed. You
guys need to write the answers quicker.
There's a delay, I think, with all of
By the way, okay, Viking Wizard Eyes, Wizard Full of Lies.
Yeah, there used to be, we used to try to get backstage in Pittsburgh every time Blink came through. He said the rear cover of Josie?
Huh. Okay.
The rear cover of Josie. I gotta look this up.
That is a photo, yeah. Rufio released an album called Perhaps I Suppose. What was the label?
Come on. It's We the People Records. We the People.
Not Nitro. That's AFI, right? And a few other ones.
Well, they ended up signing to Nitro after that for their next record, 1985.
How do you know so much? Someone said, how do you guys know so much? Because we're nerds about pop punk, I guess. Right? That's the only answer.
We're losers. We're big losers.
What Chicago band shares a name with a marketing agency?
A marketing agency? The biggest marketing agency?
Lucky Boys Confusion? I don't know. Show Off?
I mean, those are both, we're playing a show with Show Off in Chicago. It's Alistair, Show Off, and Turtle Boy, and a bunch of other bands. I'm looking at the Josie single, and I see Travis there, but you have to be careful because there were 2 releases of a Josie single.
Watch out, world. Here we go.
Oh, fuck. You were right, Darren. You're right. It's Militia Group. Fuck.
I forgot about Militia Group.
We the People was the Starting Lines, Hopes of Starting Over EP that they released. Fuck,
we failed. I'm canceling the show, and 4 Chords canceled also. Sorry, guys.
Done. Absolutely done.
2 Josie singles.
Yeah, there were 2 Josie singles. Knuckle Puck Digital Marketing Agency.
See, I'm too old to know anything about Knuckle Puck. I know the name. I don't know anything about them. Can't tell you one song.
Yeah, so I don't. That's so funny. You and I are similar. Like I know about the bands, but I actually don't listen to any Knuckle Puck. I don't listen to any Story So Far. I don't listen to any. I do think Say Champs has played the festival so much that like their music really has resonated. I got into Neck Deep like 2 weeks ago.
Wow. I'm 2 weeks behind you then.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say when people ask me my favorite pop punk records, I always put Alistair Last Stop Suburbia on there. I think that's phenomenal,
Dude,
hands down.
unbelievable, unbelievable. Which Lit song? First of all, Lit is Alex. Lit is more like American Pie core music. It's not necessarily pop punk. It's adjacent, if that existed back then.
Dude,
Not
they're still homies of mine, the guys in Lit, and they play My Worst Enemy on Broadway in Nashville. Like every band plays it like numerous times a night. They probably make so much money just from people covering that song every day, all day long.
Oh yeah.
But they're also out there in Nashville too. What song was used first on Malcolm in the Middle?
Trying to think.
Uh,
I want to say it was one of the secondary singles.
Not Happy in the Meantime. I think that was in the Waterboy.
It's either Ziploc or it's Miserable, or the one that says
of course,
you make me come.
Rishi, you know what other band was in the Ziploc video, right? Of course.
All right, I gotta go, dude.
If you kids don't know, Lit, look up Ziploc. The video, Blink-182 are in there naked. So, in case you didn't know.
You're running up to the pool. It was.
Do you
Ziploc.
remember?
Okay,
do you remember Larger Than Life? They were a huge pop punk on MP3.com.
Who said that? Who said that? Oh, it was Jim, of course, brother. Oh my God, Larger Than Life. I loved it. A song called Refreshment. They had. Oh my God, they had like 2 or 3 songs that were absolutely killer, dude. Killer. We need to like do a podcast where it just talks about bands that everybody should know about, but they don't.
That's why I started doing this show to begin with, was to introduce people to
but who cares about us? Who cares?
Now we got to talk about old school bands.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know if you've ever, this is kind of obscure. I'm going to send you this after. There was a band I found on mp3.com called 1.2. And the guy is the most Tom DeLonge sounding I've ever heard in my life. Like, clearly he's just trying to do that on purpose. But I remember I bought the CD one of the only times I've ordered from mp3.com, and it's finally on YouTube. And I thought no one on earth knew what that was but me. I'm going to send it to you after. They were never like anything, but it's really good. Like the closest ripoff you'll ever hear.
Yeah, 1. No, that's what was the name of the band?
1.2.
1.2. At first I was like, I thought that's what you said, but then I was like, you talked saying he's Tom DeLonge, like 2.0, 1.2.
No, it's funny. But who's featured on backing vocals? RX Bandit's song "Infection."
Isn't that Nate from Finch?
I wouldn't know that one.
I think it's Nate.
Do you know who's featured on gang vocals on 3 songs on the Bayside Shutter record?
I'm not a Bayside fan.
Me, buddy. That's me.
Oh, is it you?
Only time a band actually invited me to sing on a record was the Bayside Shutter album.
Long Island, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
Up Syndrome were a SoCal band that was always worth checking out. And now the singer of Up Syndrome is a music video director, Chris Mars Polero, and he's done Britney Spears videos, Kesha videos. Little known fact from Up Syndrome.
Do you? Oh, there's so many. I feel like there's so many questions in there that
I
want to
get to. You were correct about Nate from Finch, by the way.
Oh, cool. Oh, Sheena, what's up, Sheena?
What was the name of the band that didn't make it to Four Chord the one year because of visa issues? Well, I would know that.
It's Like Pacific.
Did they ever come back or no?
Nope, never came back. Also in 2019, The Offspring canceled 5 minutes before Doors, but as a headliner.
So who headlined instead, or whoever was before them?
It was Simple Plan, but that was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, my adult life.
Can you work on getting the Impossibles this year? Maybe I'll fly in.
You like the Impossibles?
Of course. Who doesn't like the Impossibles? They're back now after 20 years. They're playing a ska fest in Virginia, so they're available.
Supernova. Yeah, Supernova ska fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, come on. I was the ska punk guy also. And his Goldfish, I was a big fan of back in the day.
Oh, brother.
The Gadgets. I loved all that stuff.
Dude, I mean, all my friends are from Lindenhurst, Veronica Sawyer from Ed's Goldfish. My favorite, no joke, top 5 favorite band of all time are the Hippos.
Okay.
Do you know about Ariel?
My friend Jason Knott, who's a musician also, I think he's still in the chat. I think one of the Hippos produces his work, works with him on making music.
So Ariel Richtenwald or Richten whatever, he's one of like the most famous songwriters on the planet. He was the lead singer of the Hippos, which is awesome because the hippos are unreal. I have, hold on. Could I actually pull this out right now on a live stream? Is this really going to happen?
Oh, Jason
What?
said it's Rich from the Hippos who he works with on music.
Oh, nice. Dude, you should see my vinyl collection, dude.
I'm coming
It's like
over.
you're more than welcome. It's a pop.
Coming over right now, bro.
All right, cool. I'll see you later.
We become best friends? Yep.
Yeah. Where the fuck is this, dude? Please let me impress everybody on the internet. Here it is, dude. Boom.
Nice. Of course, it's
Boom.
backwards, but you guys get the idea.
Yeah, it's the hippos on vinyl. I don't name drop often because nobody actually likes me. But a good friend of mine in the industry, most industry people don't talk to me. But this one guy, he's a very big guy. His name is Rich Egan. Rich Egan started Vagrant Records. I call him a friend of mine, and it is so funny that he was like the emo pioneer, and then he signs the hippos to Vagrant. It just didn't make sense. Didn't make any sense. What else we got here?
That Hot Rod Circuit record on Vagrant. Sorry About Tomorrow. Another one of my favorite records. Another one of my favorites of all time. Every song, perfect.
Should I just pretend like I'm not there? How about this one? The box set.
Ooh, what's on that? Cousin Oliver, Mother Mania.
Whoa, no. I think it's Halifax, Starting Line, Finch, which I had like 2 of these already. But the Benjamins is another one that's a real deep cut.
The Benjamins. By the way, Finch came on my show like 12 years ago and played acoustic, and those videos still get liked every day on my IG. Everything I've posted, for some reason, people love those performances.
The Finch ones?
Just Finch acoustic at my house. People go wild every day for this video.
Well, are they going to go wild? Am I going to get street cred for this one? This is an original. These are both originals. You ready for this one?
Yes.
My wife, who I wrote the song Katie about, her name's Katie. It's called Katie.
I hope so.
She, for Christmas, before we got married, did like 20 days of Christmas. And leading up to it, she got me a rare, she's such a keeper. You're saying it out loud. It's like, Katie, are you out there? I fucking love you, Katie.
She's not watching this, is she?
Yeah, she's banging dudes.
Oh, no.
So she, leading up to it, she got me a rare pop punk vinyl, all originals. Brother.
Let's see. Oh, I have that also. I have that one.
You have the original?
Yeah,
Cargo?
I have that, and I have the Lemmings one.
But you fucker, did you have to blow it for me, dude?
Well, I don't have the split with Short Bus.
Neither do I.
Nor do I have Fly Swatter, obviously.
It was a cassette.
Well, I'm the Green Day guy. I have Look for Love, which Billy Joe did when he was 5. I have that on vinyl. I have The Boo, which he recorded with his family. It was like a Christmas gift for family and friends. I got a copy of that. So I've got all the crazy Green Day stuff that most people don't have.
That's right. What did Darren say? Darren, which UK band did the Spacens play with Japan during a tour of Japan?
Never heard of it. No.
Wow.
That's not a UK band, but they were big in Japan though.
Well, no, he said which UK band? Oh my God, Darren, do you know that? That band was called Fast Lane. Fast Lane. They were awesome band. I had never heard of them until we played with them in Japan. That was such a weird tour.
This is a great question here. How have either of you had sex with women? That's the best question of all time. I have no idea. I'll tell you, my wife loves Green Day and Blink, and when it comes to that music, that's it. She stops there, that dead stop. Doesn't like anything else in that world. She says those are the 2 best. Why would I like anything that's not going to be as good? Fair point.
That checks out because that's exactly the same with my wife. But trying to find something that's here that shows what a dork and dweeb I am. Oh, this is a good one. I'm not wearing pants, so I don't want to get up. Give me one sec. That's a joke. I'm wearing pants.
Wasn't that a band, Simon Has No Pants On, or something like that?
Yeah. Dude, my wife got me this for Christmas. Do you know what that is? Other than a really shitty piece of art?
Looks like, did someone paint that, like a famous artist? Or a famous musician?
Mark Hoppus.
Okay.
One of one. No big deal.
How'd you get that?
Did your wife buy you that?
No. But I did appear on MTV Wannabes Becoming Blink-182. You ever see that?
You were?
I got to show you that video. It's also on YouTube. We had 3 teams, all had to act like Blink, and we had Cheetah and other people that worked for Blink watching us on a big stage, and our team lost. But we all had to get dressed up like Blink and act like Blink. And
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I
was on that.
You were on that?
Yeah,
What year was that?
2002. It was right before I started my show, and I wanted to do something cool to promote it. So I went on that because there was no Green Day one because Green Day were like not really popular at that point. So I was like, oh, I'll go on the Blink one.
Oh my gosh, dude! In 2000, I'm trying to have my parents find the VHS tape, but I requested Blink 182's Adam song. I was the little bubble on the bottom of the screen
On
in
TRL.
TRL. Yeah, and I was in Times Square. My dad was at like a conference. I went with him. I had a fucking puka shell necklace, a Billabong shirt, and a backwards hat.
I
And
love it.
I was like, Blink 182 is my favorite band. And then I blacked out. And it's on VHS, and I got to find that somewhere.
I unearthed this recently. Unearthed. It's such a hard word to say. I unearthed a video put on my page. I'll send you of Steven from Fuse wearing the old school DJ Rossstar shirt for a whole episode in 2003 on IMX before it was called Daily Download.
How'd you get him to do that?
He was super cool. That was one of the only TV hosts back then that I really liked. I could tell that he was actually happy to be doing his job. And I just sent him a letter in the mail with the shirt and told him what I was doing. And he emailed me back and said, hey, checked out your website. Looks really cool. And then he said, hey, watch Fuse on Wednesday. I have a surprise for you. Okay, why not? What? Wearing the shirt the whole episode? Like, how cool is that? Promoting someone else's show?
Wow. That's rare. Normally, the only times you saw like homies like that wear shirts were like in bands or like you'd see Sum 41. I remember I was watching Sum 41 play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on MTV, and Dave Brownstown was wearing, and this is a throwback, I'd be impressed if you remember them, Antifreeze.
I think I interviewed them.
They were a band on Kung Fu that Chris Rowe got signed to and had an awesome record that was out. Sloppy Meat Eaters. Yes, I remember the Sloppy Meat Eaters. They had a song called Shonka Tonk. Then they had they were like a jokey band. I think they were from Atlanta. And then they had a fucking killer song called One Dream at a Time that Eternal Boy 2021 stole that song name. And we have a song called One Dream at a Time. So there you go.
I always make the joke that although I never made it to TV, unfortunately, the DJ Rossstar shirt did. So I always say that I was sort of famous. My old friend Kobe was the drummer of Say Anything. He wore it
Kobe Bryant? Yeah.
He wore it, Kobe Linder. He wore it on Carson Daly and on Conan, DJ Rossstar shirt. And then Kevin from Lit wore it on Carson Daly when they were on the show. So the shirt made the rounds. And then when I went to see Green Day at Carson Daly, I gave Billy Joe a DJ Rossstar pin. I used to have little green pins, and he put it on his shirt, and he wore it for the whole show on TV.
Isn't it funny how like our generation of millennials hold on to those types of things? Like made the world for me, but if only the bands gave a shit.
Here's an obscure one. So my good new friend Justin's in a great band called Diorite, and he said, do you remember a band called Tragedy Andy?
No, never heard of them.
That was his old band. Sorry, Diorite. Oh. But they had some albums. They had some jams there. Chad from NFG was always plugging Midtown. I'm sure he was. Yeah. I was never a big Midtown fan, but I was a big NFG fan. I got to see them in '99, I think, when they were first started coming into the Long Island area. So
you weren't a Midtown fan? Not even the first two records?
I don't know. What's funny is like my wife makes fun of me. I'm a voice guy, and she says, well, they all sound exactly the same, but for some reason I just didn't like the voice. It didn't stick in my brain like Jordan did from NFG.
Hold on, let me call Gabe Sperrato. I'll get him on here. Let me see.
Tell him I want some. Tell him to give me some protege, and I'll tell people I love Midtown.
I saw one podcast of him talking about that, and I get every single message or every ad is about that cream.
You saw that clip with I forgot the guy's name, and like it's like really good camera work, and he's talking about how he used to go to CVS and buy like a whatever product, and he reused. He found out the ingredients to make protege. Yes, probably the same video I get 100 times a day.
That is. I mean, that guy's a big podcaster too. It's funny.
Hurley said I almost got arrested for trying to sneak on the Green Day tour bus as a teenager. That's a cool story.
I mean, should we just add Jim to the? Can we add a three-way call? He's on. I think Jim is on tour right now with Matchbox 20. Like no joke, he's on.
Oh my God! Are you coming? I will go to San Antonio or Houston or here in Austin. Are you coming here, Hurley? Hurley, please let me know. I'm dead serious. It's time to see Matchbox.
He's probably the most famous person that I know. I'm not.
Do you remember? Do you know the name of Matchbox 20 before they were called that?
Shit band.
Hey, by the way, does Eternal Boy play your own festival every year, or is that like not
every year? Every year.
You do? Okay.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think. I mean, I'm putting all the time and all the energy. I mean, we're playing every time that I can play.
You should have just played after Simple Plan when the Offspring didn't come to your show.
Yeah, for my parents and my dog. Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been sick.
Do you have new music, by the way? I know it's been like 2 years. I probably should ask you one question about your own band today before we only have like 10 minutes till we leave. So.
Yeah, we're working on a new, we're going to have new music this year. Not a whole record, but we're going to have new music this year. And it's really, really mediocre. You're going to love it.
I love mediocre.
We shoot for mediocrity. We can get a B. A B is what we shoot for.
Are you going to have any guests on the record?
I don't know how you knew to bring that up. There may be.
I have a cool idea. It's probably too late if you already did. You record the whole record?
No.
You should have like a guest on each song, but like somebody who's not really in a band anymore. Like I would have Peter from Over It, then I would have Sean.
Oh.
I would have Sean from The Matches. Then I would have like DJ from Never Heard of It. Like I said earlier, I'd have put him on a track. It would just be groups that like don't exist, but should still exist.
That's a really good idea, and I can imagine that would cause the song to go nowhere today, but it'd be really great for us.
Darren said, "I miss Unsung Zeros, a name take," and those are also good ones to put on your tracks.
Dude, Unsung Zeros had a song. I cannot remember the name, about being on tour that was so good. By the way, I'm not farting. I'm playing with this thing. If it sounds like I'm farting,
I hope you are farting.
Yes, Unsung Zeros are awesome. One of the first shows the Space Moose ever played was with Punchline and Unsung Zeros. Never heard of it. Do you know why Never Heard of It how people heard of Never Heard of It?
I just knew them because I lived in LA and they were all over the place in LA.
Yeah, it was Warped Tour. They were at the time they did like the Warped Tour 4 years in a row, which is like brutal.
I would give a shout out. I forgot the name. The drummer Elmo has a really big company now in California. It has something to do with drums since he was the drummer, and I don't remember the name, but he's still working on in the music world. So good for him.
It's a drum company?
Something to have to do with drums. I'm sure Alex Watts would know. I feel like he literally knows everything about everybody. Get anyone from Sugar Cult. If you can get Tim to do something, that would be impressive. He hasn't said anything in like 20 years probably.
I think that I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to.
Like like when like Feldman, like he produces records and he finds a way to put his voice on it. Like you'll hear him like in the background of different albums. Like I feel like Tim didn't do that with Neon Trees or anyone else he's worked with. He's just like straight producer. It'd be cool to have him like do something again.
Yeah, I mean Sugar Cult was Star Static is absolutely fucking legendary.
Yes,
legendary.
I got to go to the reunion show, Chain Reaction. I think it was 2016. The one time they did a reunion, it was fantastic. Played the whole record in full.
What's your favorite? What are your top 3 favorite Long Island bands?
Oh man, I was there until 2000. See, I left before like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday and all that. You mean like when I lived there, or like that are from Long Island now in general?
I mean, your favorite bands from at any iteration, any point in time.
Well, back then it was Edna's Goldfish because I thought I was onto something crazy and special because only people locally knew who they were.
Is it they're from Long Island?
Yep. Well, Lindenhurst is Long Island, yeah.
We at Four Chord this year. Is his name Brian Diaz?
Yes.
He's the bass set for Mark.
Yeah. Gotta get him back on stage. He also had the reunion show. That's another band. I think he just played again with them. But...
Oh, Television. The song Television's so good, dude. That was on TRL for a long time.
You know what? I can't tell you. I don't know if I really was a big fan of like Long Island bands specifically. I think everyone I liked was from somewhere else, California or Florida, probably, honestly, or MXPX, Washington.
I think there's a lot of good. Long Island was weird and special for a long time, and it was weird. Who is your dream producer to work with? Hello, Always Grounded band from Connecticut. How you guys doing, RJ? I can't pronounce his last name, but for a while, Four Chord was a record label for about 2 or 3 records, and I released a Turtle Boy record, a band that broke up called A Summer High, and a band that broke up that I thought was amazing called Fortune Cove. And the guy that mixed the Fortune Cove record, Sam Guiana, he was in a band from Ontario called July that is awesome.
Okay.
He is now a big producer, and I really, really want to work with him. That would be awesome.
Darren said Autopilot Off / Cooter. I went to a great show on Long Island. I saw Cooter, and then I saw Newfound Glory, and then Less Than Jake headlined. This was like 2000. This was when Newfound Glory only had the first album out.
What venue?
Somewhere in Island Park. It was the one and only time I had been there. It was like a little dinky place out there on the island. But
not Crazy Donkey, right?
No, not Crazy Donkey. That was before that. It was even before like the downtown in Farmingdale, which became like the home base for everybody back in the day. Saw
Yeah,
My Chem open for Coheed back there, the
brother.
downtown. So
I
Sugarhill
saw
play there a bunch.
I saw my Chem play at a garage in Pittsburgh at a venue called oh my god. Oh my god, it was a garage with no running water, no door in the back of a Chinese restaurant's parking lot. Planet of the I can't believe I forgot about this. It's legendary. It's called Planet of the Apes. And the guy that started Planet of the Apes now runs one of the awesomest independent venues in Pittsburgh and a record store called Preserving and Preserving Underground.
Awesome. Love that it's a store.
It is. It's
I
indeed a store.
I have an answer for you finally. Not the worst interview. One of the most awkward interviews I've done. I went to interview a band called Death by Stereo. You've heard of them? And I went backstage at their show at the downtown in Farmingdale. It's probably 03, 04. And the singer, Ephraim, was completely naked, like penis out and everything. And he just thought it would be funny. He did that on purpose. He got totally naked and wore a cowboy hat. And I had to sit there and do an interview with him for like 30 minutes with my little cassette tape.
That doesn't sound bad. It sounds amazing.
It was just, no one else has ever done a naked interview on my show before. Ever.
Well, we can change that, my friend. No,
even Joanna Angel. Joanna Angel was a guest on my show, the adult film actress. She wasn't even naked on the show.
When did she do the show?
2012, I think. I have that on YouTube also.
Dude, can we do a show with her, like a Instagram Live now?
I'm sure she does every podcast. I always see her on that. On the
okay,
podcast.
so then our part 2 of this is going to be that, and you and I will do it together. I mean, that sounded bad. You get my point. But like,
I want to do a weekly show with you. It's the most fun I've had. Yeah, you might be my favorite interview I've ever done, man. We're having so much fun here.
Why are you blowing smoke? Why are you?
Because you know so much. But like I said, my friend Justin in here from Diorite, he also knows like every weird, obscure thing. And
I'm reading this. I mean, he's talking about Park.
Yeah.
Park's awesome. He plugged his band there. Ephraim is in Zebrahead video for Anthem, if I recall. Yes, he was. Zebrahead's great band. Oh, my God. Oh, that's how you go backwards. Okay. There's my boomerism coming up. Can I just shout out early
I'm glad
November?
Zebrahead's still going. I still think MFZB is the best record, but I'm happy they're still doing their thing.
It's not their best record, but it's a good record, and they have a lot of great songs. That band.
What's the best record?
Not the one Playmate of the Year. The one before that with the chick on the front of it, and it's
Waste of Mind.
Yeah, Waste of Mind.
I like that one too, but I feel like it's like almost like a completely different band because it doesn't sound like at all what they do now. It's just kind of funky, almost like 311 type music. No.
Yeah, but I mean, they had a song called "Someday" that was like,
yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Get Back,
of course,
which was awesome. But yeah, they were like touring. I think I might have seen them on tour with like fucking Cottonmouth Kings or something. It was something super funny. But
the only thing lame is that they will not play Playmate of the Year. I don't think they've played it for over 10, 15 years. They just won't do
it.
How come? Just like Tony from Mess won't play What's the Dealio. They just don't want to play it.
First of all, I love Mess.
Me
First
too.
of all, can we talk about Tony and Mess and how awesome Mess
I love Tony
is?
and Mess, but he said, fuck that song. I have a lot of other songs that are better. I'd never want to play that song, and I never will. And that's his decision. He's never played it live and said he never will.
I think that song sucks from them compared to what they have.
That's why he won't play it. He agrees with you.
Yeah, he does. That band. I tell him this story I've told him this story before. In high school, when we were the Spacemen and we never played any shows, we just played at our high school. We used to tell, and we had convinced our entire high school that Cadillac was our song. I ran into people from my high school, like maybe in 2018, and they were like, dude, like I had no idea how big that song Cadillac became. And I was like, thanks. Thank you very much. It is our song, and it's my song.
Hey, Chris is here, by the way. What's it like, fucking 2 a.m. by you, Chris? No, it's probably only like 9 p.m. maybe.
Chris, we were talking about, how long have you been here? We've just been talking about you.
So, Chris, we're going to wrap up in a few minutes, but we'll have this posted on both of our socials. Watch this show because we have like a whole segment of just talking about you, man.
Bottom line and pop punk.
Over it, never heard of it. Bottom line, all kinds of obscure stuff.
I saw Whippersnapper in the chat too. That's a wow.
Was that Asbestos Records Whippersnapper? I don't remember.
No. Yeah. I think. I remember there were 2 songs, Whippersnapper. I discovered Whippersnapper with a band called Junction 18, yeah.
Yes, they're back. Yes, Chris, we decided that we're going to do another episode together, Rishi and I. Joanna Angel is going to be our guest, and we're just going to talk more about pop punk, apparently.
Can we talk about pop punk with Joanna Angel show? It'll be the most awkward thing, and I promise you, dude, I live off of awkward. So please, can we do that?
So before we go, I can go on forever, but I don't know if Instagram Live will allow it. let's talk really quick. We got Eternal Boy. New songs coming this year at some point before the end of 2026, correct?
Yeah. We're gonna probably have we've got a tour announcement we're gonna make.
Oh,
It's a
cool.
good one. It's a really fun one with a band that's awesome and that is celebrating a record. We're gonna announce a short tour with them that's gonna be in July. We're going to announce a bunch of new stuff we have in the next coming weeks even, and then our plan is before the end of the year to have at least one song out.
What about videos? We want to see you in visual motion too.
Videos are not cool anymore. It's short form content that's 15 seconds long in this particular ratio. So
Okay, so more 15-second content videos from Eternal Boy.
we'll probably do a video for the singles that we will release this year, and then that will culminate in 27 for probably an EP that we'll put out. That I'm stoked on, very stoked on.
By the way, if you enjoyed today, please follow me. I am on live twice a week, every week. I got palettes coming up on Wednesday or on Thursday, and next week I got Scooped Up, and I'm always working on having new bands on here.
Can I give you recommendations for new bands that you should get on the show?
Yeah, tell me. Send me a list.
You look so. First of all,
no, I thought you were asking me if I had any recommendations of new bands. I'm like, no. I like Diorite. My friend in the chat, his band is great, but I can't think of anyone else new at the moment.
I want to suggest bands that you should have on here that I think that you would love.
Yeah.
I think that there's a band from Connecticut that was in here called Always Grounded. Awesome, up and coming. You should have them. You've had Keep Flying. You should have Goalkeeper from Philadelphia. You should have the Great Heights Band from Washington, D.C. You should have Rematch.
Halt. I had Goalkeeper and I had Rematch, but continue.
You should have fuck, now I lost my train of thought, dude. Patent Pending from Long Island, Driveways from Boston,
I've heard of that, Driveways.
I manage Driveways.
Okay, well, you could set it up then. I had no way to contact them. See,
I'm kind of the industry, dude.
Chris told me about them. Chris was like, "Oh, you got to get him on." I said, "Oh, you know what? The way I do this thing now is I hit them up on IG. If they don't see the message because it goes into spam, I don't interview them because they never know."
Yeah. Well, yeah, they don't know how weird you are. So I mean, at first, it's
why I haven't had Millington on, because Millington haven't seen my messages.
Yeah, Millington are great. There's so many bands out there that are grinding it and doing really great things. And I think that there's there's a band from Western PA called Mallory Run that I love. Anyway, I'll give you a list.
Oh, by the way, Steve in Brooklyn, Capstan is going to be on, I think, next week. Actually, speaking of Capstan. But yeah, so if you go back on my IG, you can watch all my old interviews from the last 7 or 8 months I've been doing this on here. But I also have a lot of old content on my page from years gone by. You can jump on a YouTube, look up Rossstar. You'll see interviews from 20 plus years ago. I've got All Time Low on there, Boys Like Girls, Pierce the Veil,
Joanna Angel.
My interview with Mike from Green Day's on there. My interview with Katy Perry, The Used, Skrillex. They're all up on there from my old apartment.
Just name dropping is what you're doing.
You know what? I can also tell you that there's me playing on stage with Green Day from 2005 on YouTube. That's on there also if you look it up.
First of all, let's tell them the real stuff though. The real thing you should check out is on xvideos.com/DJ Rossstar featuring Joanna Angel. And I'm kidding.
I have so much to send you when we hang up here. I got to send you Joanna Angel. I got to send you 1.2. I got to send you me on the Blink Show. Those 3 things specifically. You have to send me a list. You have to send me a list of all the bands you manage so we can get this set up because I work from home, so I have so much time to do these interviews. That's why I'm doing them again twice a week. I don't want this to end. But we're gonna do more. We're gonna wrap up, and we're gonna give them a chance for all the Eternal Boy fans to watch it on the page who missed it, and then we're gonna have to reconvene in a couple weeks and do it again, so we can talk about more bands. And I gotta hit up the Impossibles. We gotta get them on because they live here in Austin anyway. May as well, if they'll do it.
Knock on the door.
Hey, thanks so much for doing this. I mean, we had never met before, or well, I guess we spoke before. I didn't remember, but. I don't even know what year that was, or if we even met in person or on the phone. Do you remember?
It was on the phone. 2007. The Space Pimps Turn It Up record came out, and we were on. I was at my parents' house.
I'm gonna Google and see if that ad is still on like punknews.org or whatnot, or Absolute Punk.
It'll be on Absolute Punk.
Hey, thanks so much for doing this, and thank you guys for watching live. And I have friends in here like Jason Knott, one of my best friends. He's known me for like 15 years. He said this is the best interview I've ever seen you do. So I'm not just making this up.
I'm gonna cry.
Me too. Hey, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of Washington's birthday / president.
You too, man. It was a really good time.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.